Well guys, following up on my video about Tobias Elwood pushing for World War III, we gotta call out Bojo the Dancing Clown for doing the same, though Tucker Carlson did a pretty good job of this last night.
If there is one person on Earth who might plausibly explain how a war between nuclear-armed Western powers could benefit anyone but China, that man would be Boris Johnson. So he made the offer and Johnson said he was interested in coming on. But then, a few hours before airtime, his publicist called to say that Boris Johnson wasn't coming. And that meant that Boris Johnson, reputed to be the smartest leader of any English-speaking country in the world, did not want to publicly defend his position on Ukraine. He was afraid to take questions about it. We found that disappointing, not just because we had assumed Johnson was more impressive than that, but mostly because it is a subject that badly needs to be debated, and soon. Millions would die in the war that Boris Johnson is promoting. The public has a right to know, why are we doing this, before it starts? And as you can probably tell, it looks like it's starting very soon.
Yeah, the man who was so scared of a sniffle we shut down the country and told us to hide from life lest we kill Grandma is now Billy Big Bollocks out there pushing war against a nuclear-armed power. Yeah, as Tucker Carlson said, he didn't have the balls to go on and answer questions on what he was trying to push, but politicians being spineless cowards is hardly a shock to us, is it?
I've been amazed and horrified by how many people are frightened of a guy called Tucker Carlson. Has anybody heard of somebody called? Has anybody heard of Tucker Carlson? What is it with this guy? All these wonderful Republicans seem somehow intimidated by his perspective.
All these cowards in Washington are afraid of this show, Boris Johnson said derisively. Yet somehow he never mentioned that he is one of them. Again, we had just invited Johnson on this show hours before he said that. It was remarkable and remarkably dishonest. We knew that Johnson himself was a coward. We watched during COVID as he transitioned into a terrified old woman. But we had no idea he was also a liar. We should have known. There is no popular support in this country or in any country in Europe for what Boris Johnson is now pushing.
I mean, I bet not one of these politicians would be so hungry for war or weapon shipments if they had to lead the country into battle like the kings of old. No, instead they would be round the table asking for peace to save their own hide, the lily-livered cowards. They don't mind sending us peasants into war to fight for their bullshit, but would never go themselves. This lot here, though, need to be stopped because we've already seen from Tony Blair just how easy it is for politicians to start or join wars. This they can do using bullshit excuses, and let me tell you, this is one of them.